Hello viewers, welcome to our 97th Agriculture and Commercial Show, which is taking place within Lusaka City. We are right here at the showgrounds area where 97th Agriculture and Commercial Show is taking place in the year 2025. Now, we are here to discuss on how farmers can access or can own expensive equipments. As you know that farming equipments, they are not cheap equipments. But there is this company which is agricultural leasing company that can help you to own expensive farming equipment such as tractors and other equipments. Now, I'm here with Mr. Harrison Sakara, who is Head North Region Manager, who is going to talk to us explaining what this company is and how this company is helping people out there who are in agriculture. Welcome to the interview, Mr. Sakara.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mle, and thank you, viewers. Agricultural Leasing Company Zambia Limited actually operates in a special space of small-scale and emergent farmers. These are a group of people that are mostly responsible for the production of the food stock of the country, and hence a critical team. Yet they are the same people that have got issues, difficulties in accessing finance to own equipment. Now, Agleasco comes in to help small-scale farmers and emergent farmers to own agricultural equipment on finance lease basis. That means a farmer only needs to pay a minimum down payment of 25% of the total cost of the equipment. Then immediately he can get the equipment and start making use of it as he repays the balance of it. Minimum 2 years, maximum 5 years, depending on the cost of the equipment as well as the supplier that a particular farmer has chosen. Now we realize that mechanization actually helps to improve production. Remember, Zambia has got about 42 million hectares that are available for land, for farming, according to ZDA report. But out of the 42 million hectares, only 1.5 million is utilized, meaning we are underutilizing the land. And what would help us to use the land up to its full potential is only when we become mechanized. And you realize that most of the small scale and emerging farmers who are dotted across the country are involved in some form of agricultural production. But then what is limiting them to expand on their farming is use of traditional methods such as a hoe or animals. But when they become mechanized, it means they can expand that piece of land that they have, hence making production up, and that also is going to help improve their livelihoods. What we've done to make sure that these funds are actually accessible to the small scale and emerging farmers is we've made it in such a way that we've removed all the barriers that make small scale farmers and emerging farmers fail to access finance from traditional financiers. Things like collateral, business proposals, cash flow projections, need for guarantors, we have removed all of those. If a farmer doesn't hold a bank account, we will not force them to go and open a bank account, because in the first place, some of them are in areas where there are actually no banks. So farmers, small-scale farmers, sometimes they feel intimidated to walk in a bank with all the aircon and everything. We provide the finance right at the farmer's homestead, where the farmer is comfortable, is in his or her own zone, so he is able to express himself or herself fully. And then we, using our due diligence process that we've put in place, we are able to capture those that are willing and able to be financed by us.
Now, when we are talking about small-scale farmers, you'd find that maybe the small-scale farmers, they're just maybe government employees. Do you give just to an ordinary Zambians who are just like me? Maybe I'm just a farmer.
An interesting question, Mr.
Yes.
Maria, there. You know, the core purpose of Agleasco, or Agricultural Leasing Company Zambia Limited, is to ensure that we make each and every farmer mechanized which will in turn mean that each home home is going to be food secure. At the end of it all, because we already said that the small-scale farmers and the emergent farmers, these are responsible in the production of food stock for the nation. It means we can as well deduce, therefore, that the country will also be food secure. So, if we are going to start excluding certain groups of people, then we will not be able to achieve that goal. So what we've done as Agleasco is that we are incorporating every individual. So it could be someone who is in civil service or in private sector, someone who is in formal or informal employment, someone who is merely a farmer. We look at farmers as business people, just as it has been said before that farming is a business. So these, we look at them as entrepreneurs. So hence, when we are financing any person, any individual that is involved in some kind of farming, be it crop production, agro-processing, or any other form of farming. It could be aquaculture, it could be horticulture, anything related to farming. We are willing and able to finance such. They can come as an individual, or they can come as an organized group. By organized group, it could be maybe family members, 2 family members come together and say, okay, we want a tractor. We want to put our resources together so that we can push in the down payment and manage the repayments that will follow later effectively in a manner that will not fail. So 2 individuals would organize and would want to ensure that all those 2 are put, both of those individuals are put on the contract. But there also could be organized cooperatives, those that have shown that they can work as a cooperative, as a group. So they would want to look at their records, what they've achieved as a group, how they've shown. They need to prove to us that they can work as a group. We do not want to finance a group that they get an equipment today, after 3 days the group disappears. No. So we want to ensure that a cooperative that comes is really organized and they've shown that indeed they can work as a group. So individuals, organized groups, or organized cooperatives. It could be women associations, it could be youth groups, it could be a combination of all.
Now, the last question that I would wish to ask is, if somebody wants to visit your office, where can they find you? Are you just here at the showgrounds, or where are your offices? Are you dotted across the country or what?
We are dotted across the country. We have our head office, of course, here in Lusaka at D&G Office Park along Bishop's Road in Kablonga. But you can also get us across the country. We've got an officer in Choma. We've got an officer in Lusaka. We've got an officer in Mumbwa. We've got an officer in Chibombo, Kapiri. We've got 3 officers in Mukushi. We've got an officer in Kitwe. We also have an officer in Solowezi. So these are a sales team that are able to cover the entire country, all the 10 provinces of Zambia. And in case one wants to reach them by phone, I can shout to you some phone numbers that would help in case there is someone hearing right now and would want to get hold of any of our sales team. So in case you're looking for someone that is handling Lusaka and Southern Province, we've got a lady there, and the phone number is 0765 64 7854. If you want to reach out to Eastern Province, if you're in Eastern Province and you want to get to our office, you have a lady there again, and the phone number is 0765 64 7852. For Western and Central Province, again we have a lady there, so you can see that we are a balanced organization. We are not gender biased. Yeah, so we've got a lady there, and the phone number is 0760 06 05 08. For Mukushi, Northern Luapula and Muchinga, we've got a guy there who has 3 assistants with him, 2 assistants with him. So his phone number is 0964 712668. And then for Copperbelt and Northwestern provinces, we've got a guy there in Solowezi who is being assisted by another gentleman in Kitwe. The phone number is 0961 73 5645. So we are everywhere in the country, and the equipment that farmers can look up to for finance from us starts from tractors, tractor implements, irrigation equipment, be them diesel propelled water pumps, solar powered water pumps, and all the accessories that come with a solar pump. That is dependent on the farmer choice. Then we have agro processing. We're talking about hammer mills, dehullers, oil expellers, cassava peeling machines. And then there are those that are into poultry. You might need things like feed mixers, feed making machines. That also, of course, caters for those that are into dairy production, or they're just into livestock and they would want to feed their animals using stock feed. So they can be making their own stock feed instead of buying, thereby reducing the cost of production. They also have things like shellers, threshers for maize, soya, groundnuts. We also finance equipment like feather removing machines, as well as peanut butter making machines. So it's the whole range of agricultural equipment needed for small scale and emerging farmers. The purpose is to ensure that we mechanize our farming community. Once we do that, productivity goes up, but at the same time, efficiency in the manner that they use the inputs that they get. But at the same time, you remember that when people use machines, that it means we give them, they can offload much of the time that they were previously using to do, for example, weeding. If they've got a machine, it means that time can now be diverted into doing other economic activities that will again enhance livelihoods for smallholder and emerging farmers. So it also adds to healthy. Farmers are usually overstressed during the farming period, cultivation period, because the time is limited for each and every agronomic activity during that period. So now when they become mechanized, it means they have time to rest. They have time to do other things. So mechanization actually is the answer to most of the problems that our smallholder and emerging farmers face. You remember again that it adds also to adapting to climate change. You remember that our small-scale farmers and emerging farmers, their financial resilience is limited. And the very fact that they do not have access to traditional financing makes it difficult for them to adapt to climate change. Big guys that have got the money, they can easily walk to a bank and get equipment that would solve the issue of climate change. Things like irrigation equipment, they can produce throughout the year, but at the same time, should they have a drought, they are able to irrigate using the center pivots, for example. That is something that our smallholder farmers and emerging farmers do not have. So Agleasco come in to help with irrigation equipment suitable for small-scale farmers and emerging farmers. That means we are also talking about mini center pivots for our small-scale and emerging farmers, so that they can also be producing throughout the year, but at the same time, should they be affected by drought, like it happened the other season, they are able to rescue their crop because they've got the irrigation equipment in place.
How are you?
So we are helping our smallholder and emerging farmers to adapt to climate change by providing the finance that they need and also providing the equipment that they need in order to answer or solve the problem of climate change.
Thank you very much for all the show goers. If you wish to learn more about this company, you can visit their stand, which is next to Salo, or it is right opposite Red Cross stand. We appreciate for your time. See you on the other side. My name is Mre Abishai.